Hey, what's going on, guys? Gonna do a quick video on something I just got yesterday. It's something that I'm very excited about, and I've been waiting for it for about 2 weeks now. I was waiting for my taxes to come back, and it took a little longer than I anticipated, but finally got it. And this is, if you don't already know, Peter Rassenti Alpha. This thing is incredible. It's everything that I expected it would be. And this is my first official, what I would call, grail. This is the knife that I've wanted ever since the first time I saw it. And I thought it was pretty unattainable when I first saw it. It was a little on my price range. It was when I just started getting into customs, and I really didn't think it was worth spending the money on at that time. But the more I got into customs, the more I understood and appreciated the workmanship and time that goes into making these and all that stuff. And so I finally pulled the trigger and got a great deal on it, so it was hard to pass up. So before I get into specs and everything and about the knife and everything, I got a quick little story to tell you how I got it. I'm going to try to keep this video short. I get carried away sometimes talking about these knives just because I'm so into all these damn knives that I just get going and I keep rambling. So I'll try to make it quick this time. So this one I was actually gonna get. I was already looking for this knife and I was gonna get one. I saw it on recon1.com and I knew I was getting my taxes back soon, so I was kind of hoping it would be there. But something happened in between that made me not get that knife, and I ended up with this one. There was a raffle on Instagram. There was, I think it's Girls That Shoot, I think that's her Instagram name. She had this awesome knife and she was raffling it off. Like 25 bucks a spot, I guess, and there was like 60 spots, 70 spots, I'm not sure. But I was broke. I literally had no money at all. I didn't have enough money to even put 25 bucks up. You know, I just paid the rent and all that shit, so I was like, I was broke, so I didn't even have money to do that, so I was kind of bummed out. You know, it was a knife I was already looking to get into, so that would have been cool if I could have won it. But you know, I worked it out anyway, and I ended up with it anyway. So I reached out to the guy that won it. His name is @LifeThroughGlass on Instagram. Nicest guy, couldn't have been nicer. I'm really glad that I reached out to him and I spoke up. I usually try not to do that shit on Instagram. You know, I look at it as like it's an Instagram. People post the pictures of the knives and all that shit, and I try not to bother people with asking them if the knife is for sale or if I can buy it and all that. But due to the circumstances, you know, I figured since it was a raffle knife and he didn't have a lot of customs on his page, I didn't really know if he really cared about these knives, about this kind of knife. So I figured I'd reach out to him, and got right back to me, and he said, you know, this is kind of a grail of mine too, so I'll let you know. And long story short, he ended up messaging me back like later that day or the next day or something, and saying that that I can buy it. You know, I offered him a price, and he said that's cool. He said I'm down, and so it worked out. I told him, you know, I'm waiting for my taxes, so you might have to wait a little while, and he had absolutely no problem waiting, which I thought was incredible because he could have sold it that day without a problem, you know, because these aren't very easy to come by. I've only seen 3 since I've like been into this knife nut kind of community. I think he made like 6 or 7 in this configuration, but I've only seen like 3 or 4 on Instagram and shit. So anyway, it took a lot longer to get my taxes back, but you know, he waited that whole time. He waited about 2 weeks. You know, he's like, listen man, it's going in my gun safe, this is your knife. He's like, don't worry about it. He's like, just let me know when you get it and it's yours. So I finally got the money. I emailed him as soon as I got it, and I sent the money to him, and he went that day and he did an overnight shipping for me, which was pretty sweet because he knew how bad I wanted this knife. So he overnighted it to me. I got it the next morning. and I was fucking ecstatic. So yeah, man, Chad at Life Through Glass, man, I really appreciate it again. And it wasn't wasted, I can tell you that, man. Your kindness was not wasted. I really appreciate it, man. So yeah, I lucked out with this one. You know, sometimes it doesn't hurt to open your big mouth and ask for something that you want. You know, you gotta throw it out there sometimes. So yeah, I was really excited about this one. And it was funny because the one I was looking at Recon 1, it sold probably 2 or 3 days before I got my taxes. So thank God I reached out to my buddy Chad over there, because I would have been fucked. I would have been so pissed, man, because I really wanted this knife. So yeah, so there's that. I thought that was kind of a cool story. Now it's a cool way that I got this knife. So yeah, I reached out to Peter Rassenti this morning. I emailed him. Just wanted to get a couple little things because I was curious about the knife, because I told him I wanted to do a video. So yeah, get right into it, man. This is, like I said, the Peter Rassenti Alpha. It's beautiful, beautiful knife. You know, it's all titanium, and it's a titanium integral frame lock. Really nice sculpted pocket clip. I really like that. Cool little insignia down in there. That's the only maker's mark he puts on it right there. Really nice thick blade stock. Beautiful, beautiful sculpting on these handles. It just looks incredible. And the action is just ridiculous on this thing. He told me that this knife runs on GTC bearings, which makes sense, because this thing is ridiculously smooth. That's one of the questions I had for him, is what is it on, just because it's so fucking smooth. This detent is ridiculous. I asked him what the detent was, but he didn't answer me, so that's still a mystery. I was very curious about that, just because it's such a sick sounding detent, so strong. It just sucks it right in. Listen to this thing. Oof. Fucking beautiful. And this is S90V blade, hand rub satin finish. It's my first hand rub blade. It's really nice. I've been touching it and shit, so it's all smudged up, but you get the idea. So yeah, I'm really excited about this one, guys. This is definitely, like I said, the first knife I've considered one of my true grail knives, and I'm looking forward to getting more Peter Rassenti knives in the future. I can't say enough about this thing. It's just so nice. I love it. Yeah, so real quick, I might as well do a little size comparison while I'm here. The Sebenza. You know, a lot of people say I've been talking about this knife, and it's really not that small. They're making it seem like it's a really small knife, all that, but it's a really good sized knife. You know, it fits really well in the hand. You grip right up on it. It's really nice. Use the finger choil. You know, I plan on using this knife. I know it's expensive and blah blah blah, but you know, I don't spend money on knives to keep them in a box. I can't do it. So you know, I'm not gonna beat the shit out of it, but I'm sure as hell not gonna put it in a box and flick it up a couple times when I get home from work. It's just not gonna happen. That's just not how I do things. So right here, this is an easy decision. These right here are my 2 favorite knives out of my collection so far. I thought I'd throw that in the end of the video. These are my 2 favorite knives that I've gotten so far. I think it's a pretty damn self-explanatory choice. This thing is so fucking sick. I cannot wait to get more Peter Rassenti knives, man. I really can't wait. It's just so goddamn nice. Got a nice little lanyard hole right there. Oh yeah, actually I saw someone open it like this too. I think it was Dirk Razor Sharp or somebody. I thought that was kind of fucking cool. Just one more way to deploy it, just because it sticks out so much right there. If you want, you can just go like that, push it open like that. I thought that was kind of funny that that does that. So, yeah, real quick, I want to do a quick shout out to Richie over there in Lynn. I met him on Instagram. He's a pretty cool guy. We talked a couple times about getting together, get a cup of coffee, and bring some knives and shit, and get together. And now that turned into asking other people who are from Mass if they want to get together. And it's turned into like, I think like 5 or 6 people that are willing to get together and bring some of their customs and maybe even shoot a YouTube video. So pretty excited about that. You know, I thought that was a pretty cool thing to do. I'm a big fan of Wieners and Steel. They were Terra Fanatic and all them guys. I love what they do, so I thought that was pretty cool how that worked out. How all of a sudden people started reaching out and saying, hey man, yeah, I'd be down for that. I'm definitely interested, and just let me know. And so we're gonna kind of set up a time and see how it goes. I think that's pretty damn cool. I think White Dog or somebody, I forget his name on Instagram, he was ecstatic when I told him about that. He's like, yeah man, I've been trying to do that for years. He's like, it's a great idea. I'm gonna reach out to Chuck Jedradis, I think that's how you say his name, Jedradis, because he's from Mass too, see if he can come and get a couple people on USN. So it turned out really cool. You know, it started with me and Richie over there just getting a cup of coffee, and then it ended up being the fucking Wieners of Steel Massachusetts edition. So I thought that was pretty fucking sweet. So yeah, you know, I can definitely say that 2015 has been already started off pretty fucking sick. 2014 blew. I don't know if you saw my last video, but 2014 sucked. So this is definitely a badass fucking start to 2015. Between getting together with some knife nuts in a month or so when the snow gets the fuck out of here, and then getting this bad boy right here. I definitely can't complain about 2015 yet, man. It is a sick year so far. Again, Chad at Life Through Glass, man, thanks again for this one. Can't tell you how much I love this fucking thing. It's so smooth. Such a sick knife. And thanks Peter Rassenti for making this fucking thing. I mean, this thing's ridiculous, so I look forward to owning more of his knives very, very soon. You know, I got sidetracked with the fish tanks and shit. I got into that, and that was taking up all my funds. So this one brought me back, man. I am fucking back, and I am gonna get some ridiculous knives this next year. I can tell you that right now. I'm really looking forward to it, because now I'm just pretty much, yeah, this thing sucked me right back in when I got this, man. It opened my eyes and brought me back to the dark side. So yeah, Peter Rassenti Alpha. Can't get enough of this thing, man. And if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's at CustomizedTie. I'll post a little thing down below, and you can definitely check out a shit ton of pics and videos on this thing, because I'm gonna be blowing up people's feeds with this thing. Man, I can't get enough of it. So I'll be posting a lot of shit on this one, I can tell you right now. Alright guys, I think I'm going to cut it off right here, so I don't start to ramble. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Feel free to subscribe and like a video, all that fun stuff. And have a good night.